Good evening and welcome to City News. A report which looks into the air quality of 3 schools in the Toronto Catholic District School Board is causing some concern when it comes to COVID-19 safety. St. Raphael Catholic School here in North York had some troubling findings. Classrooms regularly exceeded recommended carbon dioxide levels, which means that the current ventilation system may be in need of a serious upgrade. The investigation looked into Mother Cabrini, St. Jane Francis, and St. Raphael. The first two are mechanically ventilated. St. Raphael is not. Classrooms at Mother Cabrini and St. Jane Francis generally had adequate ventilation, with some minor exceptions where levels exceeded safety standards. Still worrisome to TCDSB trustee Norm DiPasquale.
Our schools that actually have mechanical HVAC systems, they weren't balanced. So some rooms were getting more ventilation and then some rooms were getting less.
According to the report, the classrooms which were tested at St. Raphael regularly exceeded both the recommended 800 ppm and 1200 ppm limits of carbon dioxide levels. That's an indicator of ventilation standards in occupied buildings. Another concern, the report found it didn't matter how long windows were kept open. It didn't improve CO2 concentrations in non-mechanically ventilated buildings like St. Raphael. A fifth of TCDSB schools, that's 40 schools, have no mechanical ventilation.
If the air pressure outside is lower than the air pressure inside, then the air won't be flowing into the room. It'll be mainly flowing out of the room. And so that's why if there's a room that has the window open, it isn't necessarily true that you'll be getting dilution of the air.
The mechanical engineering researcher at York University says even though staff and students are wearing masks in schools, droplets can escape from the edges of those masks, causing concern over the spread of COVID-19 in poorly ventilated areas.
In heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems, some of that air is recirculated to reduce the energy costs and to make sure that the room is warm enough, especially during the winter time. So some of these aerosols, which are as we speak or as we talk, there's always tiny droplets that are so small they're called aerosols. And these can infect other people if you receive enough of them into your airway.
DiPasquale has passed a 14-part motion before the board to prioritize addressing ventilation issues.
Some things that will make a difference are getting air purifiers in each and every classroom. Even if they don't have a mechanical HVAC system, they'll typically have exhaust fans and they'll have vents. So we should make sure that those things are working. We reached out to the province for a response, and they said in part 95% of Ontario schools have reported upgrades or enhancements to their air filtration systems, with 22,000 portable HEPA units in classrooms. Adding they've provided higher quality masks, which are required from grade 1 and up, enhanced screening of students and staff before they enter schools, and province-wide access to asymptomatic testing to identify cases quicker and protect schools. The province also adds schools will be receiving an additional $50 million to deal with ventilation concerns.